Hi everyone, welcome to that video on the Tempest and sound design. Sound design, I mean in a cinematographic way. And I'm super surprised about the Tempest and what it can do. It's been decades, I don't know exactly, and now that I've been working with the Tempest, and you know how I claim that, yeah, let's go analog only kicks and snare analog, but I have quite a good library now that I'm using and I'm happy with. But I'm using the Tempest without computer with my modular system. And when you have that type of environment, you want to make the best out of the tools you have because you're quite limited compared to having that computer and all the STIs and things. So Tempest, I would say, yeah, if I need a sample, I'm going to go for machine and contact. But here I started to, all right, let's look at the samples. What can I do with it? And one thing I like with samples is to pitch them down. The problem is that you're losing transients, so you can compensate. And this is the first work I've been doing here. Pitching down first sample and pitching up second sample. So I take the transient from the second sample, but I take the texture from the first sample. That's the first approach here. It's going to be boring. You're going to listen to those sounds thinking, right, let's zap this video. But please believe me, this is the path. It's quite interesting to go through that path so you can hear the sounds I got to in the end. And I had no idea the Tempest could do something like that. And super surprised. So listen to those first sounds. A bit of reverb behind. That's it, no treatment. All right, this is not interesting. But I'm very myself interested with those sounds because when you pitch them down like this, you get a lot of character with those sounds, and they have a strong identity. And I'm thinking about the movie The Chainsaw Massacre from 1974, maybe, where the introduction, you have this opening credits with pictures of horror scenes, and on each picture there's like a sound that is impressive. I remember being obsessed by that sound being a kid, and I didn't know the sound is actually the sound of a bulb flash going type of thing. So when you have a sound like this with a strong identity, and you use it in a minimalistic environment, say I got a pad here, imagine that atmosphere is quite dark, and you add just this on top. So for me, it's already already a soundtrack, and there's a lot of character. So that's what I was looking for in these sounds here. And I thought, right, I'm going to find more samples, no doubt. You pitch them up or down, but I'm going to add on top a layer of, and I had more like these ones. And I also found an interesting thing for me for the Tempest that I didn't know is when you have a sound like this. So it's pitched down so much that there's a little bit of lo-fi going on. Sound, sorry, sound, right? So that's the 330 sound clav 808. But I'd like to go lower, and obviously you're stuck here with a -24. But if you want to program the Tempest and not playing it like this, you just go 16 tunings and you can have it lower. And that's quite interesting in terms of sound. That's a way to use the Tempest. So I wanted to, all right, let's combine now those type of, these are digital sounds only, I mean sample, and add on top a layer of the techniques I use for kicks and analog programs. And I got that sound here. So it's still okay to be disappointed at that point, but we're going somewhere, don't worry. So here it's just a crash, and I added a layer of kick, right? It's just a resonant filter that goes. So it would be a type of sound used in dubstep music, where you have like they do crash and kick on the same thing, type of thing. So that's it. And now I thought, right, let's do this more. I'm going to really put kicks and samples and see how to combine them. Let's listen to the next type of sounds I've been working on. So these sounds are more like, that's it. I was really now looking for a sound design type of explosion that you hear in, what's this library? Not ADO, it's Boom Library. Boom Library, they have that like library with hits, right? And I've been working on a documentary with sharks for National Geographic, and I want these types of boom type of effects. So I've been using the Boom Library, but these sounds can compete. They really do sound good. You have that punch, that analog punch I get from the Tempest on top of sounds behind, and this here now I push it with some zaps. And you can see where it starts to becoming quite advanced. I mean, these sounds from Boom Library, they are like the modern types of hits, epic hits you wanna find. But look, with this little LFO on the tail, I thought, all right, let's go for let's make this type of sound. I'm going to play these ones again with a bit of reverb and see how they sound, because you need these with a bit of reverb, no doubt. This is another dubstep type of crash. That's a better one. So that's a good kick with a crash on top. And that's also a good sound for like a drop and an electro track. And now, then I thought, right, the Boom Libraries, they do these type of boom type of sounds with the LFO like this at the end, but also they combine it with a whoosh effect, throwing the sound. So I did some whoosh, and I started to think, right, let's combine both. Everything is on the voice one, so they're going to steal each other's voice. I'm going to send a whoosh and send a hit. So you get the picture, and that's serious. I mean, it's one thing to make a bit of a sound, and oh yeah, it looks like, but it doesn't sound like. It sounds like. I mean, I can use this alien flyby. You really need like this science fiction type of scenario, or maybe a video game. But for the shark movie I was talking about, I can use this. No doubt, like with titles I had, I remember this thing, you see teeth jumping on you and things like that, and to empower some more full A type of sounds, well, yeah, why not? And so I thought, yeah, but why not try, just to push the programmation here, try to use the Tempest, I mean, try to use just one pad, so the whoosh and the hit on one pad, and it is possible. So if you were bored in the first beginning of the video, this sound, and there's more coming up here, but this sound, this is where I thought, all right, this is another level. I had no idea I could do this with the Tempest. There's precisions, there's hit, there's power, there's punch. This sound is a good one. There's a density in the low. There's everything I love with the kick on top of a distortion. There's no distortion here, but like a type of effect on the tail. This is good. Another type of flyby with a hit in the end. was the same. We just listened to it. That's good. So yeah, I think that's all. That's all. We're back to some of the first sounds. So yeah, from that position here, trying to find those samples only, which is still already a good. I'm super happy with those sounds, and ending with this type of thing here. So yeah, very good surprise with the Tempest. Hope you guys like the video. Tricks, I think everything is quite self-explanatory. There's just samples that are pitched down, reversed, and yeah, something I didn't mention. I didn't know that, but it's the first time I'm using the delay on the envelopes so much. Obviously, if you want to get a sound like this, so the first part of the sound is our one. I mean, for sure, there's one sample that is reversed, and sometimes not the other one. I don't. It depends on the sound. So, because the delay is so long, all the samples have been played. The samples might, unfortunately, with the Tempest, you can't play them later. As soon as you hit, the samples are being played. You can delay the envelopes, but not the moment where the sample is played. There's a shame. So, reverse samples, and I try to find the end of that reverse, and that's when that's what the settings I put on the delay to start the envelopes for oscillators or filters, the same techniques I would use for a kick, for example. And so I end up with some settings here where the delay is 66. Normally, for example, for a clap, I would use delays around 8, 1 is set at 8, auxiliary 2, auxiliary 1 is set to 16, so you have this difference between two claps, and you send this on the resonant filter, and so you open the filter twice fast, it means clack, it makes this type of clap. But it's the first time I use the envelopes above 10, so I have 66 here, 77. So the more the sample lasts, the more the delays here, and that's how these sounds are made. So hey, I hope you like the video. Share, like, subscribe, comment, hate, whatever you want to do. If you guys have some techniques and some sounds you've been doing, like for example, I haven't been through this one. Look, listen to this one. So I thought, right, Tempest maybe has no limit. Let's do some footsteps. So I push this thing a bit further. I think there's something. I'm a bit sad, for example, for the footsteps. I'm using a bit of delay too. It's like a clap, basically, right? But it would have been nice that in the mod path you could move the delay so that when you can have softer footsteps and faster footsteps for running. But anyway, you can have quite a fun, and it's a new world for me. I'm gonna create more of those sounds, because it's just when you do those that you find new techniques. Like I didn't know that type of combination, that you could do this thing, especially combining a whoosh and a hit and quite a wide array of sounds and textures layered on just one pad. Super good surprise. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.